Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I keep encouraging people to start investing their money, but I also understand you can't do that if you don't have the money to invest. In today's video, I want to cover 4 effective ways to find and fix money leaks to take control of your finances. I'm Dee from Brown Girls Trade 2, and I help Black and brown women learn to invest, become better investors, and eventually create financial freedom for themselves. Let's dive into it. So what's a money leak? Think of it like you have a big bucket of water and the bucket has holes in it. Only in this case, the water is actually money. What we want to do is plug those holes to stop money from leaking out in different places out of your finances. Today, I'm going to cover the 4 things. If you do these 4 things that I'm suggesting, you'll have different buckets of money. One for expenses, one for emergencies, like if the car breaks down or if the kid breaks an arm. You'll also have a bucket of money for fun things like travel expenses, and one to invest the money that you've saved. So the first step is to track your expenses. You can do that by using budgeting apps. There is an app called Mint, there's Pocket Guard, or you need a budget to automatically track and categorize your transactions. These apps provide insight into your spending habits, right? You could also look at 2 of your last bank statements. Your bank statement is not going to lie. What it will show you is how you've been spending your money. Once you get that information, categorize each of the items that you have. And I don't care, big or small, if you're buying gum, if you're buying soda, whatever it is, you need to know how much of a line item that is for you in your monthly budget. I mentioned those apps, but with your bank statements, all you have to do, usually there's a way for you to download all of your expenses, all of your banking line items that you've had for a month into a spreadsheet. Once you do that, categorize each and every one of those line items. If you see that you've been maybe spending $56 on gum or juice or whatever, you may change your mind about how you're actually spending your money. If you don't have access to doing something like that, take a notebook. Again, go through everything you've spent for a month or track it going forward, right? If you go to the store every day and you've got to buy a bag of chips and maybe a sandwich, put those down in that spreadsheet. Once you do that, you'll actually see how you are spending your money. And again, you may change your mind about how you're spending your money. After reviewing your expenses, you can cut unnecessary ones. This is a great way to fix money leaks. Here are 3 examples of expenses you may also consider eliminating. Dining out is usually a big one. Reduce the number of times you eat out per week. Cook at home, you could do meal prep or bring your lunch to work, right? This also goes for the kids. If you're sending them with a couple dollars a day to buy snacks, maybe you stop at a Walmart or whatever and grab them a big thing of snacks or drinks for them to be able to take along to school. Okay, let's say you stop at a convenience store every day to get your daily fix of Coke or Pepsi or whatever, right? And that Coke costs you $1.75. If you do that 5 times a week, that's $8.75. Now, you might think that's not a lot of money, but if you multiply that by 52 weeks, it's $455. That $455 could buy you 2.5 shares of PepsiCo or 7.5 shares of Coca-Cola. Those purchases can pay you year after year and help build your wealth. Okay, if you still need your drinks, go to Walmart, purchase a case, and help save money. That'll also go for the kids' snacks. Okay, here's another way. Take a closer look at all your subscriptions, such as streaming services, magazine subscriptions, or even gym memberships, right? At one point, you may have said, I want to get rid of this big cable bill. Then you added Netflix, you added Hulu and Disney, and then those things became one big cable bill again. So if you're not using all of them, get rid of some of them. It'll add more money back into your budget, okay? This is also a good time to call your insurance companies. Maybe you've been with the company for a very long time and the coverage plans have changed. Sometimes those plans go down, but you've been paying the higher rate. Give them a call and see if you can find some savings there. Here's another big one. Impulse buying, right? Before you make a purchase, decide, is this a want or a need? Just look around the house to see if there are things that you don't even use, and you start mentally adding those things up. That's an opportunity cost. You could have purchased Microsoft or Apple, right, with that same money. And that money, those stocks, could be paying you monthly for owning those assets. Number 3, create a budget. Creating a budget is essential to fix money leaks and manage your finances effectively. Here are 2 examples of how to create a budget. You could do it by the 50-30-20 rule, which means to allocate 50% of your income to necessities like housing, food, utilities, right? And 30% can go to discretionary spending like entertainment and dining out. 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. You could also do a zero-based budgeting scheme where you assign every dollar a purpose in your budget, right? This ensures that your income minus your expenses equals 0 by allocating to your savings, debt repayment, and future goals. Now, before I tell you the 4th way to fix money leaks, I want to tell you about a study that was done in 2019 and also in 2022, just last year. The study found that 40% of Americans cannot overcome a $400 cash emergency. That means they don't have the cash to do it, they don't have a credit card, they don't have the available credit on that credit card, or they don't have a friend or family member to be able to borrow the money from. I hope that you are not in that situation, and if you are, I want you out of that situation. I want you to be able to afford any emergency that comes up. Finally, one of the best ways to fix money leaks is by number 4, building an emergency fund. By having a safety net, you can help avoid debt. You don't have to rely on credit cards in case of unexpected expenses. You can start by saving a small amount of money each month and gradually increase those small amounts of money. Once you have between 1 to 3 months of your living expenses, you've got a decent emergency fund. Okay, we'll go over them again. The 4 ways are: 1, tracking your expenses; 2, cutting unnecessary expenses; 3, creating a budget; and 4, having an emergency fund. You'll be well on your way to a healthier financial life and finding the funds eventually to invest. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you need help with anything that we've discussed here, book some time with me. I'll leave the link in the comment section. Also, if you can think of any other ways to find and fix financial leaks, leave that in the comments so we can talk about it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great one.